Well, now that Ron has lowered the level, I think I'll take it all the way down. Another thing that we have to deal with on the road is eating establishments, and most of the places we eat at would eloquently qualify as greasy spoon restaurants. I decided about a year ago, after being on the road a while, that it was time that somebody wrote a Jack Anderson-type expose of the great American greasy spoon industry. I was going to make it an incisive 4-verse song talking about the various characters and things you'd find there, but I started to base it on a greasy spoon in Brooklyn Heights that we used to frequent after singing in the Village when we started summer before last, and it's called Maria's Diner. It's didn't somebody here from the Heights? Were you from the? You said you knew Grace Church? Oh, well, that's a different thing. Okay, but anyway, it's a fantastic diner. But I sat down, started to write, and ended up with only 3 verses. Evidently, Maria's was only a 3-verse greasy spoon. So I put the song away for a while, and then we went to Rochester, New York. That's too much right there. Now, there's a lot of people there, but it's one of the, well, more exciting places in the Western Hemisphere. We played there at an establishment known as the Pizza Nugget. This was very early in our career, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about it. It was a room that was, say, about as wide as those 2 columns there, and it went back almost as far as that back window. In the back corner, there were 2 gigantic searchlights. That's what they used for spotlights, and they shined straight in our faces. There were no chairs. Everybody sat on the floor. In the middle of the back wall, there was a gigantic number board, sort of what you see at high school basketball games. It would flash numbers as we were singing, like 42. And a couple would jump up, run over, and get their pizza. Well, this is one of those scenes that you have to live with as you're trying to move up in the entertainment world, and I got to tell you, it was a bona fide disaster. I mean, there were people going back and forth in the spotlights and tossing beer back and forth and frisbeeing pizzas, and it was just a madhouse, until about 2/3 of the way through the set, something happened that revealed Rochester in its true glory. Because all of a sudden, there was a complete and utter silence, an expectant hush in the crowd. And I egotistically immediately assumed that it was my sensitive music that had reached everybody. And then Ron tapped me on the shoulder and pointed out that the number on the back was 68. And that everybody was looking for the biggie. Well, the great moment came. 69, everybody went. And a very embarrassed couple stood up and slunk over and got their pizza. Well, it went downhill from there. We did our 2 sets. I remember the tote board was up to 187 as we walked out the door. And we didn't eat there. Somehow we lost our appetite. So we went to a place called Jay's Diner on Route 15, for those of you who are taking notes. And to make this long story a little bit shorter, let me simply say that, lo and behold, if not in the men's room of Jay's Diner, the long-lost 4th verse of my Greasy Spoon song unfolded in front of my very eyes. Well, at times like this, songwriters know there is a God, and I finished the song and would like to do it for you tonight. Now, is there a greasy spoon around, a particular note that... Chuck Wagon? Chuck Wagon. Okay. What? Oh, no, that's too far from me. Something around here. Grassage Grill? How about the cafeteria here at school? Is that... Well, for those of you who are having trouble relating to this song, I want you to use a method actor trick. I want you to mentally place yourself in the line at the cafeteria and think about all the magical delicacies that come out of there. The old greasy spoon. Pardon me, John. You know what that sounds like? That's better. I'm going to lose it right here. The old greasy spoon is a place where I eat quite a lot. They make damn good burgers, but the coffee, it ain't so hot. I am served by a man with a sandpaper grin. There's no telling where his 10 fingers have been. It's the old greasy spoon. It's well known as a very inspired. The old... I come in past midnight and I catch the best of the crowd. There's that little old lady who's laughed at for crying out loud. But she pays for her food with a counterfeit bill. She glides out the door past a boy dressed to kill. It's a motorbike cowboy whose hair has more grease than the grill. There are flies all over the counter and roaches on the floor. You know it's time, leave your illusions behind when you walk through that dirty glass door. The queen at the counter eyes his fried eggs in distaste. Then he orders some fruit juice before he returns to the chase. The maid in the back booth is picking her nose. Does she or doesn't she? Everyone knows it's the old greasy spoon, the place where the real fast set goes. Hit it round with feeling. Slip it out greasy now, baby. Come on, Tim, play us a raunchy one. Greasy now. Now that's what I call greasy. I also have the feeling we lost about $3,000 worth of cello lessons right there. Hey Tim, could you find the right note? Now this is our Thank You Rochester verse. I go to the restroom and there are some names on the wall. There are graphic descriptions and all of the numbers to call. You can't call it dirty, you can't call it clean. It's sort of a basic all-American latrine. I go to the head, but there are 4 legs in the stall. You can say in the bathroom that someone was having a ball. It's the old greasy spoon.
My stomach feels queasy.
It's the old greasy spoon.
Legs over greasy.
It's the old greasy spoon.
There's things in my French fries.
It's the old greasy spoon.
And please hold those flies.